What up, my YouTube Stiga fans? Our next series is on its way. Here's game one. Now, as for the last series, I felt it was a pretty good one. We reversed history with Nashville winning instead of Pittsburgh, and it went 6 games, so not quite the full 7, but it was a lengthy series. And also, remember that game where there was like some crazy ass goals? So there was a bit of interesting stuff that also happened. It wasn't just run of the mill straight up and down hockey. There were some crazy bounces and some crazy goals and stuff like that. So it was an interesting series all around. And Nashville entered the fray of the teams that have won the Cup championships for us during this little series we have going on. So now the next series is this one goes back quite a ways, and I'm actually surprised that these two teams have only met twice in the Stanley Cup Finals over their long and industrious tenures in the NHL. Much like I was surprised when we did the Boston-Chicago Stanley Cup Final matchup. They'd only ever met once in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I found that so crazy. Now, I know it may have depended on formatting and stuff like that, but if they could meet once at some point during all those years where Boston and Chicago were in the league together as one of the very few teams in the league, you still thought they would have met more than once. And the same goes for these next two teams, who, like I said, have only met twice in the Stanley Cup Finals. And I apologize, there aren't that many photos from the finals. I found it really hard to find old photos from these Stanley Cup series that we're gonna replay in this upcoming series. So I think they only have 5 photos between the two different the two championships that they played against each other. So that was kind of disappointing. I couldn't find all those any more photos than those 5. I could have found other ones, but they weren't good quality, or I wasn't exactly sure if it was actually from the Stanley Cup Finals or if it was a different year or during the regular season, So the surefire pictures that I knew were from the finals from those years, I went with, and they were all I can find. Now, a couple of other notes. We're only doing Stanley Cup matchups from 1927 onwards. Pro hockey has been going on for longer than that, back in the late 1800s when it was amateur and the whole shift to pro and all the controversy that created. There was still lots of professional hockey going on, but the league didn't become more of what the league is today until those late 20s. It didn't turn into quite the original 6 just yet in 1927, because the Ottawa Senators were still around at the time, but it was close. It was close to that original 6, which it eventually morphed into. And then, of course, eventually in 1967, expansion started and has continued, and has added more and more teams as we have gone along. So I just wanted to note that it's from 1927. I mentioned that when we first started this whole series, but you might need a refresher, because the Leafs in the modern era only have 11 Stanley Cups, but actually, if you go back beyond, they actually have 13 total. So you might hear me throw out some numbers like that, and they're a little bit off. So it doesn't include those earliest of years sort of thing. So I just wanted to clarify that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that during the last game of our last series, Game 6 of Pittsburgh-Nashville, I put in the comments of my video that if anybody who watches these videos is wanting to put their 2 cents in and pick the next Stanley Cup series that we replay, you're more than welcome to put some comments in there. I will just take the first viable matchup, first come first serve, if anybody's interested, and that will be the next series that we play. Me and James just take turns picking at random whichever ones we decide to play, but I thought it'd be more fun if people that do watch these videos get a chance to pick if they're interested. That make it a little more interesting for us and for everybody, maybe. So that being said, I will post whatever the last game is of the series, whether it's game 4, 5, 6, or 7. I will just post in the championship game of whatever series is ending. First come, first serve during the comments on that last video. I will make it happen. Whoever picks a viable matchup. Now, by viable matchup, I'm talking about teams that we have in our possession are able to go head to head. And these are only Stanley Cup matchups that have actually happened in real life. So it's not like Arizona versus Columbus. Neither of those teams have ever even been to the finals. So it's only matchups that have actually happened in real life. So in that being said, there are some teams we don't have yet. I'm having a really hard time finding Colorado, San Jose, and Minnesota. Those three teams we don't have yet, and I don't know if we ever will, because like I said, I'm having a really hard time finding them. Minnesota and San Jose right now I can't find. Colorado I could find on eBay, just one option, but it's like $100 plus shipping for that team. I'm not paying that. I don't care. You know how much we enjoy doing these series. It's not worth it for that kind of price. So, and there are two teams we don't have yet in Washington and the Florida Panthers, but we will be getting soon because I can access those. We buy one a month sort of thing until we're done. So we will have those teams soon. So if it's Colorado, Minnesota, or San Jose, don't bother picking a matchup that features them because we don't have them. And if it's something to do with Washington or the Florida Panthers, give me a couple months before you put one of those teams in because we don't have them yet, but we soon will. So I just wanted to clarify that. So if anybody is interested in putting their 2 cents in and picking a future matchup, you are more than welcome. So without further ado, before I blabber on anymore, let's introduce this next series.
Our 15th Stiga Stanley Cup Rewind series goes back to the original 6 era, featuring the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Chicago Blackhawks. These teams somehow have met just twice in the finals, with each team winning once. In 1938, Chicago won the best-of-5 series 3-1, with the games not being very close. Only one game was decided by a single goal, the rest all having a differential of 2 to 4 goals. The most interesting fact of this series, though, is that Chicago won the Cup despite having a winning percentage below .300, the only team of the 4 major sports leagues to ever win a championship with a losing record. They were so unexpected to win that the Stanley Cup wasn't even in the building that night. At the time, this was Chicago's second Stanley Cup victory. In 1962, it was the Leafs' turn to take home Lord Stanley's mug, what was their 8th Cup to date at that time. Toronto won the best-of-7 series 4-2, and there were only 2 games of the 6 that were decided by a goal. The rest all had a differential of 3 or more goals. One thing the finals between these two teams was not close.
All right, game 1 of an original 6 matchup. Leafs Hawks. I am the Leafs. Jamesy is Chicago.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, first shot. First shot by the Leafs goes in, bro. Are you rattled? Are you rattled?
3,
Oh, he's not answering. That means he's rattled.
1, go.
Or at least, if not rattled, very angry. Oh. Yoink. Whoa. Crossbar? That was fun.
3, 2, 1, go.
Big save by Corey Crawford. Or is it Darren Pang? Is it Panger? So I have a miscue. Where did that one go out, bro? Where did that one go out? Right here.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh. Oh! Hanger. Rotten. Ooh. Ah! Oh, it finally worked! It was a bit of a tip, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh. Big save by Martin Jones. Oh. Imbecile. What are you doing, bro? Oh no. Oh, he ripped the thing right off the net. Your goalie was out to lunch there, bro.
Three, 2, 1, go.
Whoa, right on the tape. Oh shit. Giveaway. Oh, that's it. A 3-0 Leafs winning game 1. Convincing. Let's hope they finally win a cup. Meow.